Sex and genetics, limitation and determination of sex. As we know, the gamete contains half number of chromosomes, what we learned in chapter 1 from meiosis. Union takes place between male gametes and female by fertilization to form new member, which will be either male or female in normal case with total number of chromosomes. Limitation of sex in many organisms, except some microorganisms like bacteria, due to the genes which are located on sex chromosomes. There are two types of chromosomes, as there are two types of cells, reproductive cell and somatic cell. Also, there are two types of chromosomes, like sex chromosomes and somatic chromosomes. You may remember we studied on Mendelian genetics. I said Mendelian genetics studied on somatic chromosome, but not sex chromosome. And he proved his studies that he studied on somatic chromosome by reciprocal cross. If we remember reciprocal cross, we changed the position of male and female, and we observed that this result is not changed, and the same result showed that the trait which Mendel studied are located on somatic chromosome, but not sex chromosomes. It's been found in dioecious organisms, which male and female are separated, that male differs from female in chromosome structure. These chromosomes, which include the difference called sex chromosomes, which are different in two sexes. So there can be XX in female, XY in male, or conversely. What does it mean? Some organisms XX female, in some organisms XX male. Some organism XY male, but in some other organism female. The other similar chromosomes in male and female are called autosomes or somatic chromosomes. Somatic chromosomes or autosomes are common in male and female, like for example, a pea plant, the red colored flowers found for male, also for female. Length of plant, for example, can be long stem plant male or long stem plant female. But in structure of flower, the ovary related to sex female, but the stamen related to the male. When the sex chromosomes are identical in one of the sex, it will give one type of gamete when it divides. We remember the traits from Mendel, which can be pure, as in Mendel we said, for example, A capital, it's pure, and pure always give one kind of gamete. So even about the sex chromosomes, when the chromosomes are identical, by meiosis produce what? Only one type of gamete. It will give one type of gamete when it divides, and is called homogametic sex. The other sex gives two different types of gamete, while it can be XY or XO. En XY, we know, we can see that chromosomes are not same. It's hybrid, so hybrid give two types of gametes, X and Y. So about XO, this O means not O chromosome, but one chromosome is missing. So one of the gamete receive X chromosome, while the other gamete does not receive X chromosome. So also it can produce two types of gametes. So we're going to study on some example, identify the sex in organisms which give different gametes in male or in female. That's because of the difference in the sex chromosome from the shape XY or XO, which are hybrid. Notice the figure below, which explains a mammal animal doesn't. Like a mule, on which picture located in book, male has no Y chromosome, but has what? One X and one missing chromosome. Some examples about organisms which both male and female, like XY males found in human, other mammals, some insects, and some dioecious plants. Male produce two types of gametes, X and Y, because it's hybrid, produce two types of gametes, the gamete with X and the gametes with Y chromosome. Female contain X chromosome, two X chromosomes. After fertilization, zygote contain X and X, so it can give only one kind of gamete, or XY, two type of gamete. Male XO is found in some type of grasshoppers, in two types of mole voles, the animal which picture located in this page, and male has one less chromosome, male with complete number of chromosome, female. The males produce two types of gametes since they are hybrid, gamete with X and gamete without X chromosome. For that one, the single sex chromosome determines the sex of male, but if there are two X, determine the sex of female organism. Females would give different kind of gametes. Female with XY found in insects, and most of birds. XY female. So in that case, female give two types of chromosome. Female with XO found in chicken and butterflies. X also hybrid, also produce two kind of gametes, so gamete with X chromosome and gamete without X chromosome. The chromosome Y is much smaller than X chromosome in human, but it contributes with the chromosome X in many of DNA sequences, so the number of genes which located on X and Y approximately same. However, the size of Y is smaller than X. This chromosome contains sex-determining region of the Y. Means what? Sex-determining region, the part of chromosome or the genes which determine the sex of organism, also contain oospermia factor, because it say it's for male in human, so about male reproductive cell production. This chromosome is important in development studies. As we see, the sex-determining region, but also there are some other things like enamel formation, in teeth bone formation, sperm formation, or oospermia factor. In some of twisted winged insects, such as bees, ants, wasps, sex determined by the complete different procedure. We have to remember the parthenogenesis, what we studied at the end of chapter 3. So the unfertilized eggs hatches into males with haploid chromosomes and female with diploid chromosomes. So when the egg fertilized grow into male worker bees, but non-fertilized egg grow into male or drones. In some cases, it has been found that the ratio between the sex chromosomes and the body chromosomes determine the sex in Drophila Melanogester, a different procedure. Notice that the change in the temperature controls the determining of sex in some kind of reptiles like lizard. In microbiology, such as bacteria, some of them have got positive fertility factor. Again, we need to remember from chapter 3, the bacteria which have fertility factor is donor bacteria. Donor means which transport piece of genetic material to the recipient which have no fertility factor. So the F plus bacteria which has fertility factor act like male, while the bacteria have no fertility factor act as female. Sex-linked trace in Drophila Melanogester. These are the traits which express about the genes which are located on sex chromosomes. These traits differ from the other traits in main property that is represented at least by 2 genes in female and 1 gene in male. Why 2 genes in female? Because female has X and X chromosome, but male has X and Y. So the trait, if it's carried by X chromosomes, represented by 1 and 2 genes in female, but only 1 gene in male, because the number of X chromosome in both sexes. The first one who discovered the property of sex-linked trait is the scientist Morgan, 1910, when studying the genetic of color of eyes in Drophila Melanogester. So he noticed that the trait of white color of eyes is linked to sex or X chromosome, and it's recessive in respect to the red eye. Also notice that the reciprocal cross to these traits give different results. You remember for Mendelian we said reciprocal cross give same result, means located on somatic chromosome or autosomes, but when give different results, means trait is positioned on sex chromosomes. An example about the sex-linked genetics in Drophila melanogester, which is eye color. About the genotypes and phenotypes of this trait in Drophila melanogester, as in previous page we said, the trait is located on X chromosome, and white color recessive, while red color is dominant. So the red color can be pure, capital W, as book use it, we use the same letters, and capital with small for what? For female. Again, for female, small and small, which give white eye color, but these 2 probability for red eye color. While it male, it only represented by 1 gene. If this gene is capital Y, it's red, but if it is small and Y means recessive, it's white eye color. So this genotype, what we need to memorize them. If we read the question, female of Drophila melanogester, which pure red eye, female with pure red eye means X capital W with X capital W. What female have pure red eyes? Conjugated with male which have white eyes. Conjugated with a male, mate with what? With red white eyes, means it's recessive. Parents, they produce gametes. So pure female give only 1 type of gamete, which is X capital W, but male heterogeneous organism produce 2 types of organisms, X small and Y. So F1 generation, new organism formed by fertilization, X capital with X small, and X capital with Y chromosome. So 1 red eye color female, which is hybrid, and 1 red eye color male. So by the ratio 1:1, 1:1 means 1 male, 1 female. But you remember the Mendelian genetic means all the generation are, we said all of them same, because there is no male or female, but we just look at the trait. When the first generation left for self-conjugation, some of the product was male white eyes. We leave them for self-conjugation, like female hybrid red eye color conjugated with what? Male red eye color. Parent produce gametes. In this case, female, because hybrid, also produce two type of gamete, capital and small. Male, also heterogeneous, produce two type of gamete, capital X and Y. For F2 generation, we can draw our Punnett box. Female gametes and male gametes. The female gamete X capital, X small w, male gamete X W capital and Y. So one pure red eye colored female, one hybrid red eye colored female, one red eye colored male, and one white eye colored male. So the gene of red color is dominant over the white eye. What are the genotype for the parents and the members of generation? Which generation? F1 and F2. So what we need to know, we need to memorize these genotypes. The remember or the remain part, the process is like Mendelian genetics. So if we look at the solution of question from the book again, like I reviewed the gene of the eye color in Drosophila, link it to sex chromosome. So it should always be sketched on the chromosome which defined by X. It refers to the gene of white color, eyes, by the letter small w from the word white. It refers to the gene of red color, eye dominant by the letter capital W. Can explain result of this crossing as follow as we've solved the question in previous page. What we need to know, we memorize the genotype of male and female in respect to red and white eye colors, but the remain mechanism same as Mendel, gamete formation and fertilization. The result of this crossing differs to the case of two alleles. One of the them is dominant and the other is recessive, which are available on two body chromosomes as follows. So if we remember the question at the end, like two female organisms and two male organisms. All the females are red eye color, but males are one red, one white eye color. If we look only eye color, 3 red, 1 white, similar to the Mendelian genetics. But when we look at their male and female, like 2 female red eye color, 1 male red eye color, and 1 white eye color male, which is different from Mendelian genetics. So the rates in the second generation F2 are 3, 2, 1, and 3 red eye color, but 1 white eye color. Both cases, but with regard to the sex-linked trait, the appearance of the recessive trait, which are white eyes restricted to the male only. Why? Because 2 female are red eye color, but only 1 male white eye. Half of the male have white eyes and the other half have red eyes with regard to the sex-linked trait. Also, the result differs when conjugation female that has white eyes with male that has red eyes. An example 2, now we do second example, and we look when we change the position of male and female, if the result is change or same, at what to recall the reciprocal cross, to be sure if the trait is positioned on autosomes or sex chromosomes. Reciprocal cross for the above case in example 1. When crossing female of Drophila Melanogester white eyes with male red eyes. Female with white eyes. So white eyes female need to be pure. Why? Because white eye is recessive. recessive to be seen in phenotype have to be pure. With red eye male, because male has only one X chromosome, if it is recessive white, but if it is dominant, it is red eye color, so capital W for male. The member of first generation were females, red eyes, males with white eyes. Let's see, parents produce gametes. Female pure white produce one kind of gamete. Heterogeneous male produce two gametes, X, capital W and Y. So F1 generation, female with hybrid red eye color and male with small, means what? White eye color. White eye color, male, red eye color, female. When the member of F1 generation conjugated between them, the two sexes appeared in F2 by 1 ratio, 1 to 1. Let's see it. Female with hybrid red eye color conjugated with a male with white eye color, P2 produce gametes, female produce two gametes, male also produce two gametes, and F2 generation we draw our Punnett box. Female gametes and male gametes. So one hybrid red eye colored female, white eye colored female, red eye colored male, and white eye colored male. So as we see, 4 females, 1 red eye color, 1 white, 4 male, 1 red eye color, and 1 white, and the result is different from the previous case because the result is different because change the position of male and female in previous case. So the result is means the trait is located on sex chromosomes but not autosomes or somatic chromosomes. What are the genotype for parents and for the members of F1, F2 generation? What we found it given that the gene of white eye trait is recessive towards the red of eye trait. So one more time we can look the results with the conclusion what the Morgan, the scientist who first time discovered the sex-linked trace in Drophila Melanogester, reached the what results. A, differences of phenotypes for the first generation and the second one from the result of example 1 and from result of Mendel traits. Yes, they are different from Mendelian traits, which is like 3 to 1, but in second case 1 to 1 or 2 by 2. How 2 red eye color, 2 white eye color, 4 male, 1 red, 1 white, 4 female, 1 red, 1 white. The white eye mothers transferred their traits to the males. So when we see males with Y and X, Y always receive it from the male, from the father, while the X chromosome receive it from the mother. So the males of first generation members, also the fathers transferred their traits to the red eyes to the females. So female mother with white eyes, but the female offspring F1 generation red. Why? Because this red trait it's received from father. So as we can say, the eye color in first generation 4 female depend on father, while the eye color of male depend on mother. So they call it this as diagonal genetics, or in some cases inflexible genetics. In the second generation, we got the ratio 1:1 for male and for female in each of the sex with regard to the color of eyes, instead of the own ratio, the Mendel traits, which is 3:1. So as the results are different from the previous case, we said it's proved that the traits located on sex chromosome but not on somatic chromosomes. And we said in F1 generation, male offsprings eye color depend on their mother, female depend on their father. So we call this also diagonal genetics.